Let me stand on existing protocols and the welcome remarks of the Deputy Director General. So the Deputy Director General and executives of the FIA, the Financial Intelligence Agency of Liberia, high officials of government here present, civil society leaders here, business and media executives that are here, Your Excellencies, our development partners who may be here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I wish to begin by extending profound thanks and appreciation to the FIA for the invitation and for convening this very important occasion, the official launch of the Financial Intelligence Agency of Liberia, FIA Strategic Plan 2026 to 2031. Charged with the solemn duty of protecting the nation's financial system from corruption, illicit flows, and criminal exploitation, the FIA stands as a central pillar within Liberia's governance arrangement. Guided by its mission to protect Liberia's financial integrity for the advancement of national, regional, and global peace and economic stability, the agency embodies a vision of becoming a well-equipped institution dedicated to the effective anti-money laundering and anti-terrorist financing in Liberia. In fulfilling this mandate, the FIA can not only fortify Liberia's credibility, but also ensure that governance remains transparent, accountable, and aligned with international standards. The FIA is not merely an institution of compliance, but a guardian of integrity whose work directly advances Pillar 4, the governance and anti-corruption pillar of the Arrest Agenda for Inclusive Development, by monitoring financial flows, enforcing accountability, and aligning Liberia with international standards. The agency ensures that the foundations of governance remain credible, transparent, and resilient. Its mandate is therefore indispensable, not only for safeguarding Liberia's financial integrity, but also for reinforcing public trust and reaffirming that state institutions serve the people with honesty and accountability. On this occasion, we must acknowledge that the FIA has not always lived up to this noble purpose. In the recent past, the system was weakened, its mandate manipulated, and its oversight responsibility compromised. Instead of serving as a vigilant watchdog, the agency was used as a channel through which irregular financial practices were concealed. That period stands as a reminder of how institutions, when misdirected, can erode public trust and damage national credibility. Today, however, the difference is clear. On a renewed leadership and governance agenda that highly values transparency and accountability, the FIA is reclaiming its rightful place and performing its rightful role. On this occasion, therefore, the Governance Commission family and all Pillar 4 institutions of the AARD join me to applaud the FIA under the able leadership of Honorable Mohammed A. Nasser for restoring the lost image of this noble institution. The FIA has started to enforce sanctions against non-compliant institutions, issue warnings to entities that violate regulations, and initiate probes into irregularities across sectors. These actions demonstrate that the agency is once again aligned with its founding mandate and purpose. Equally important is the FIA's collaboration with regional and international bodies, such as the Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa, the Financial Action Task Force, and the Egmont Group of Financial Intelligence Units. These partnerships are essential because most of the damaging financial crimes are transnational in nature. Money laundering, terrorist financing, and illicit flows do not respect borders. Therefore, Liberia's differences must be integrated. Liberia's defenses must be integrated into global systems of transparency and accountability. Through these collaborative endeavors, the FIA gains access to intelligence sharing networks, strengthens compliance with international standards, and ensures that Liberia is not isolated, but remains part of a collective effort to safeguard financial integrity. Accordingly, launch of the strategic plan is more than a formality. It is a covenant with the Liberian people. It signals that governance will be transparent, institutions will be accountable, progress will be measurable, and we achieve lasting peace and stability by taking these measures in our country. By tying the FIA's work to the government's performance management contract, we ensure that reforms are not only promised, but that reforms are tracked, reported, and evaluated. This, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, is how institutions build credibility with citizens, partners, and the world. The ugly past reminds us of what happens when institutions are weakened. The progress today shows us what is possible when integrity is restored and when Liberia stands shoulder to shoulder with regional and international partners in the fight against corruption. Dear friends, this occasion is important not only for the FIA, but also for Liberia as a whole. It speaks to our collective responsibility to protect integrity of our financial system, and not only the integrity of our financial system, but to strengthen public trust, advance national security, and support inclusive economic growth. In reality, financial intelligence is central to governance. It helps the state identify illicit financial flows, money laundering, terrorist financing, corruption, fraud, and other activities that weaken institutions and rob citizens of development opportunities. When criminal networks misuse the financial system, they do more harm to society, and they do so by moving money illegally. They undermine public revenue. They distort markets. They weaken legitimate business. They threaten national security and reduce confidence in the state. Therefore, protecting the financial system means protecting the Republic of Liberia. The mission of the FIA is to protect Liberia's financial system from abuse by criminals. The mission of the FIA is to promote the enhancement of national, regional, and global peace and economic stability. That mission is deeply aligned with Liberia's national development priorities and with the governance and anti-corruption pillar of the Arrest Agenda for Inclusive Development, which is deeply anchored in transparency and accountability. As chairperson of Pillar 4 of the Arrest Agenda, I see the work of the FIA as a key part of Liberia's governance reform architecture. Anti-corruption work cannot succeed through pronouncements and slogans alone. It requires evidence, strong institutions, proper coordination, professionalism, and the courage to follow facts wherever they lead. Financial intelligence gives government the capacity to follow the money. It allows our institutions to detect patterns, trace suspicious transactions, support investigations, and prevent the financial system from becoming a haven for illicit activity. But no single institution can do this work alone. The strength of financial intelligence depends on partnership. It depends on cooperation between the FIA, Ministry of Justice, the Central Bank of Liberia, the Liberia Revenue Authority, law enforcement agencies, regulatory bodies, prosecutors, the judiciary, reporting entities, civil society, the media, and international partners. Partnership in this regard must be more than attendance at meetings. It must mean timely information sharing, coordinated action, joint training, clear procedures, mutual respect, and accountability for results. Every institution must understand its role and perform that role with seriousness. Civil society has an important place in this effort. Civil society helps raise public awareness, demands transparency, monitors public integrity, and gives voice to citizens whose lives are affected when corruption and financial crimes divert resources away from schools, hospitals, road construction, agriculture, and jobs. The private sector also has a responsibility. Banks, insurance companies, real estate actors, money transfer institutions, lawyers, accountants, and other reporting entities are frontline partners in protecting the financial system. Thus, compliance should not be treated as a burden. Compliance should rather be seen as a contribution to responsible business and national stability. This strategic plan from 2026 to 2031 gives the FIA a roadmap for the years ahead. From the materials developed and shared, the plan seeks to enhance financial intelligence effectiveness, strengthen interagency cooperation, deepen stakeholder engagement, and build institutional capacity. These are the right priorities. However, the strategic plan is not successful just because it is launched. It becomes successful when it is implemented. It succeeds when it is resourced, monitored, reported on, and adjusted when necessary. It succeeds when the public can see measurable progress. Liberia must continue to strengthen the legal, institutional, and technological tools needed to confront modern financial crimes. The criminals who abuse financial systems are becoming sophisticated. Our response must therefore become more sophisticated. That means investing in skilled personnel, modern data systems, analytical capacity development, risk-based supervision, and stronger coordination with domestic and international partners. It also means protecting the independence, professionalism, and credibility of the FIA. National security today is not only about borders and weapons, it is also about money, data, networks, and institutions. I mean strong institutions. A country that cannot detect and disrupt the illicit flow of finance exposes itself to corruption, organized crime, terrorist financing, trafficking, and instability. Economic growth also depends on financial integrity. Investors want predictable systems. Citizens want fairness. Honest businesses want a level playing field. Development partners want assurance that resources are used for their intended purposes. A strong FIA contributes to guarantee all of these. Today, therefore, we are not simply launching a document. We are renewing a national commitment. We are saying that Liberia's financial system must serve lawful enterprise, useful purposes, public development, and the welfare of citizens, but not criminal interests. Hence, I urge all agencies of government to treat this strategic plan as a shared responsibility. Let us move away from institutional silos, that territorial institutional mentality, to national coordination. Let us move away from fragmented efforts to measurable results, to the building of synergies. Let us move away from mere aspiration to implementation. To the leadership and staff of the FIA, I commend you. Your work is sensitive, complex, and often unseen. But it is essential to our country's economic growth and development. That is why Liberia needs a professional, trusted, and capable financial intelligence agency. To our civil society partners, we invite you to continue to help build public understanding. To the private sector, kindly help us strengthen compliance and cooperation. To government institutions, let us share information responsibly and act decisively. To our international partners, we encourage you to continue to support Liberia's reform journey. Let a strategic plan 2026 to 2031 become a living instrument for integrity, security, and economic growth, as well as political stability. Let us strengthen the fight against corruption and financial crimes. Let it protect Liberia's economy. Let it help build a nation where public institutions are trusted and where public resources serve the public good. The Governance Commission stands ready to contribute its quota. The Governance Commission stands ready to continue its collaboration, therefore, with the FIA. Together, we must advance the vision of a Liberia where jobs, justice, and dignity are not aspirations, but live realities. Accordingly, I wish the Financial Intelligence Agency every success in the implementation of this strategic plan. May God bless the work of the Financial Intelligence Agency of Liberia, and may God continue to bless the Republic of Liberia. Thank you.